Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your girl, Tanya Lady T, and good morning, good morning. I know it's been a while since I've been on the flavor train, but y'all, I've had so much going on, let me tell you. But anyway, this morning, my honey bun dropped off some breakfast. I got to do a little work this morning. So, he was like, I'm going to go get you breakfast. I was like, well, go ahead on then, sugar. Go ahead on. So, this morning, we're having Hardee's Frisco breakfast sandwich. I had forgot about these, and I got a ham, egg, and cheese. If you would, if you please. Yes, 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 yes. So anyway, that's what's for breakfast this morning. And a cup, a cup, a cup, a cup, a cup. Or the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. Yes. And I also got some OJ on the side. But anyway, let's get to it. Thank you, most gracious and heavenly Father, for this food that I'm about to receive for the nourishment of my body, for Christ's sake. Amen. All right, y'all. So anyway, yeah, like I said, I have been extremely busy, and your girl just needed some downtime from recording because I had to handle my business. I had a lot going on with work, and when I got home, it was just like, I'm tired. I don't want to be bothered. People calling me all day long, all day long, all day long. But anyway, you know, that's life will do you that way, where you just have to disconnect sometimes so you can focus on what needs to be focused on. But anyway, let's take a bite of the Frisco Kid was a friend of mine. Dun, 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 ba, 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 ba. Y'all remember that song? That's what this remind me of when he said, "You want a Frisco?" Said, I was like, "Oh my God, I forgot about him." He got double meat and cheese on that bad boy. Hungry too. Y'all need to stop by my mama's channel. Come on in. It was her birthday yesterday. Her friends took her out yesterday. I had to work late. My brother and his woman took her out last night for dinner. My sister's taking her out for lunch today, and I'm taking her out for dinner. So you see the pattern? Yeah, we all could have got together and did a big soiree. But you know what? I said, you know what? Let's do it incrementally. That way it keeps her out of the kitchen. Oh, that's good, y'all. A oldie but goodie. Also, before I get any further, let me do some really quick shout outs to some people. To some of my faithful viewers. I got a nice postcard. And this is from Purple and Blue. Thank y'all so much. This was so awesome, you know. And like I said, I love when y'all send me feedback. But they sent me a postcard. They're faithful viewers of the Flavor Train. Get on 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 the flavor train with your girl, Lady T. Ooh, yeah. You know, at the end, you know I have to do that. Yeah. So, thank you so much for this postcard. This just brightens my day. I love it. And again, thank y'all. Thank y'all so much, faithful viewers. And let me also do a shout out. I got my paper ready, y'all. Oh, that orange juice is good. I want to give out a shout out to Danielle Perez. Hey, Danielle, thank you so much for being a faithful viewer. Love you. Um, Just Gary. What's up, Gary? To Stephanie Trevino. Hey, Stephanie. To James Daniels. Hi, James. Thanks for stopping on the flavor train. Osha Belcher. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. What's going on, Osha? Alton Lowry. What's up? Tara Grayer. Thank you, Tara. You're a faithful viewer. I love you. Love you so much. Maplelife, or Maple, aka Maple Poon. He's one of the first mukbangers I used to watch, along with Sassy Snacks and Juicy Tingles, but and a few others. But I just love him. I love the way he talks. I like the way he, the conversation. I just love watching him. But anyway, y'all go check out Maplelife's channel. He does the mukbangs, and he does little vlogs and stuff. So what's up, Maple Poon? Love you. Or Maple Life. I forgot you had changed it. And let me say shout out to Miss Roz, or Rosalind Edwards. Thank you so much for watching your girl here on the Flavor Train. And N&Jay. Thank y'all so much. Y'all show some love to N&Jay. They have a channel where they do mukbangs as well. So just show some support, show some love. Tell them your girl Tanya Lady T from the Flavor Train sent you. So anyway, I just wanted to say hey to everybody. I want to do a shout out again. Thank you for being such faithful viewers and just always supporting me over here on the Flavor Train. And I also want to do a quick shout out to Miss Fitangie. I think everybody knows Miss Fitangie. She has a YouTube channel as well. Please check out her channel. Show her some love. She truly is a fit Angie. I need to get me some of that, Miss Angie. I'm trying to be disciplined, but it's hard. It's hard. But anyway, she's a bodybuilder, and she's just extremely fit, and she's just awesome spirit. And she's from down under, Australia. But anyway, just show her some love, and go to her channel. And again, Fit Angie, love you. Always supportive. But anyway, look, let me talk to y'all about something right quick. Do you ever just have a brain fart? Or what we sometimes say here in the South, a senior moment. Some women will say, I'm having a summer moment, like if they're going through menopause, or they're just having a hot flash, and you see them over there fanning because they done beat it up with sweat. Well, y'all, I had a total brain fart. Sometimes you just have to go ahead on and laugh at yourself and move on. Y'all, I don't too much talk about work other than I'm going to just point this out. Okay, I'm over a department where we do a lot of transport, okay? So anyway, we're having to move a lot of orders out because we just don't have the capacity to get the product there. Anyway, so I was contacting one of my contacts to let them know, hey, we're going to have to push out these orders, okay? And I was saying, okay, put so-and-so date on it. And I kept telling her, okay, push out these orders to this date. And so they came back and said, well, we don't receive on the weekend, so we're going to have to choose another day. And I was just a stickler. I'm like, no, this is not on the weekend. Just, please, this, according to your receiving hours, yeah, you don't receive on the weekends, but the dates I'm giving you are not weekend dates. And she said, yes, they are. And you know how when sometimes you're so fixated on what you know and what I'm Lady T. And I was so fixated on trying to, and I kept thinking, now what? Either I'm crazy or she crazy. So I went back and forth with her a couple of times, and then something. It was like a spiritual finger said, Tanya, look up and look at the calendar, y'all. I was giving her day. I was thinking, now get this. Sometimes you can be so wound up and there's so much going on in your life in a particular moment. I was giving her dates for May, and it should have been dates for June. But in my mind, I'm thinking June is the 5th month, and not, of course, it's the 6th month of the year. So, you know, I'm looking at numeric date. I'm not thinking about, you know, May, so and so, June. You know, I'm all, when I have to key stuff, data entry, I have to key, we have to key in, of course, the numeric date. And I was just such a stickler, so hooked into what I was saying to her, that the information or the evidence was right there in my face, because I keep a whole year calendar right in front of me. And then I have a 3-month calendar. So I kept looking at that thing, and it was like I said, somebody went, dummy, just look up at it. Have y'all ever had those moments where it's like, oh my God. And I wasn't unprofessional with her. I couldn't get why she didn't understand the dates. But anyway, so I just had to pick up the phone and call her and say, listen, I am so sorry. And we just started laughing and had, you know, I know a lot of times, you know, we get on that email, we forget that we're humans or, you know, whatever, because we're so busy. And I be keying and typing fast. And I thought, oh my God. But anyway, I just thought that was so funny how sometimes we can get so caught up in our own thinking that we don't just hit the pause button, and the information or the instruction we need is right there in front of me. And all I had to do was look up and say, duh, Tanya, June is the 6th month and not the 5th. And you're giving her dates based on, man, I couldn't do nothing but laugh, but it happens. And that's one of those things where you have to just go ahead on and say, you know what, I am so sorry. And won't the truth set you free? Oh, and that's the other thing too about the truth. A lot of times we are so invested in what we think and what we believe that the truth can pass right by us. And we'll watch it go right by us instead of us grabbing it and say, oh, this is finna free me up. Whether it was something that you were right on or something you were wrong on. It doesn't matter. The truth does just that. It should free everybody up from speculation, from overanalyzing, underanalyzing. The truth, truly, when the word says that, oh, the truth shall set you free. But if you don't grab hold to that truth, it won't set you free. But once I came into the knowledge of the truth, and I know I'm getting deep, but what I'm saying, once you come into the knowledge of the truth, man, you can stop sweating, you can stop burping, you can stop having brain farts. Is that not the truth? The truth shall set you free. But anyway, I got so tickled at myself. But like I said, I'm sure we all have been there, done that. I can remember something like that happened between me and Mr. Silverfox. He kept saying one word, but really meant another. And I'm looking at him like, and I kept repeating it to him. I said, do you mean so-and-so? No, I'm talking about. I said, baby, are you sure? And then it was like epiphany. He said, oh, baby, I'm sorry. But anyway, it happens to us. It happened. But I thought that was so funny. Sometimes we just have to laugh at ourselves. But you know what? I am going to talk about. And see, when we don't grab hold to the truth on things, let me tell you, it can cause some serious conflicts, won't it? I think sometimes we forget that, yeah, for the most part, especially on the job, 95% of my communication is email. But when there's a problem going on, sometimes you just have to pick up the phone and say, look, let's talk this out. You know, we're all professionals here. Let's just talk it out so we can understand what each person's agenda is and how do we get there cohesively. But anyway, oh, y'all, that's a good cup of coffee. Conflicts. Y'all just stay with me. Don't click off. I'm getting deep. I'm going to go to a Bible verse. Anyway, about a couple of weeks ago, my pastor was talking about conflicts. And what's so awesome about the word, when you have a pastor that can break that thing down, that you can apply those lessons to your everyday life. It's just the way you live. And of course, none of us are perfect. We'll sometimes go off the beaten path. You might wake up and say, you know what? Nobody better not say nothing crazy to me because they're going to get it. Sometimes I'm hurt. See, I can't get on here and be fake and pretend just because I'm a Christian and I love God that I don't have thoughts. I don't get upset. I don't, defend myself. Yeah, I'm human. Guess what? I got eyes. See them? They blinking. I got ears that can hear the birds chirping outside. Whatever, I can't sound like a bird. I got teeth. I got nostrils. I'm human. And sometimes I think we get caught up in technology and social media and stuff that we forget there's a human being on the other side of that screen. And we have to sometimes be mindful of what you say. Now I know people are not going to hear what I'm saying. They could care less. They're gonna wake up in the morning like a dog chasing after some fat meat. They just that's just, we know. But for the most part, I have to remind myself, Tanya, these are human beings just like you are. Take your own advice. And I know sometimes y'all might see me in the comment section. I might go back and forth with somebody or whatever. Because again, we both are locked into what we feel. If we're living something out, if it's happened to us personally, so we're caught up on what's happened to us personally. But sometimes, and I know it's not feasible for us to do this here on this platform, because we ain't just going to be giving each other's phone numbers out, where if you get into a banter, it is what it is. That's what happens on YouTube. That's what it is. But sometimes for business and people in your life, that you can just say, look, brother, sister, let's just have a conversation. And won't most conflicts be resolved if you just release and just sit down from one another as much as you peaceably can and just have a conversation. Some of the most misunderstandings occur because people just don't have conversation. They're talking at one another, but they just don't have conversation. And so I can understand what you're saying, and you can understand what I'm saying. And I'm telling you, it happens all the time. So anyway, my pastor was talking about in Genesis, where I think it's chapter 20, where Abraham, now we're talking about conflict. If any of y'all know the story about Sodom and Gomorrah, okay? Well, Abraham and his wife Sarah, they fled Sodom and Gomorrah because that was a place that was just full of all kinds of wickedness. So the Lord destroyed that. So again, if y'all know about that, you know about it. If not, y'all, this is the opportunity for y'all to read your Bible. Anyway, so Abraham and Sarah they fled Sodom and Gomorrah. And they were going to another town where there was a king there. And oh God, all I can remember, I think the name of the town was Breer. Anyway, some of those details aren't really important. Anyway, they left one place and went to settle down in another. Now, before they got there, in those days, God would speak to the king and say, "Hey, I've got someone coming. There's going to be someone coming to your town, and receive them and do good by them." Blah blah blah. So anyway, when Abraham shows up with Sarah to this kingdom, to this city, when he got there, everybody was looking upon his wife Sarah because Sarah was beautiful. She was easy on the eyes. So they get there, and because she was so beautiful, the first thing the king and his men said, "Well, who is that?" Y'all know I'm being animated, but that's what the text says. The word said. They was saying, who is this? This beautiful. So Abraham lies and says, "It's my sister." So they took Sarah away, I guess to, just gaze at her. Meanwhile, later on, Abraham and Sarah hooked back up, and I'm paraphrasing at this point. And the men who were, watching her from afar saw Abraham and Sarah sort of, cuddling and touchy-feely and stuff like that. So, of course, they run back and tell the king, "Oh, no, this is surely not his sister. This is surely his wife, the way he was carrying on with her." So the king approaches Abraham and says, "My men, told me that she is surely not your sister. She's your wife." And so Abraham said, "Well, I was scared if I told you she was my wife, you would kill me just so you could have her." And so the king then declared, he said, "Wait a minute. Why did you lie? Why did you do that?" He said, "Because had any of these men had their way with her and were gonna, and back there, they would know her. In other words, sleep with her." Sorry, children. In other words, if they had done that, you would have caused us to commit adultery unknowingly. And I got to thinking about that. I said, "Oh my God." It was just like a pew, pew, pew. Isn't that the truth, y'all? I got to thinking about that thing. So my pastor, of course, he broke it down, and I was just sitting there grabbing all them nuggets. Because again, even though that was biblical and that happened back then, that happens every day in everyday life, doesn't it? Think about it. Let's say you're a person and you tell somebody a lie because you might call it a little white lie. I call it a little black lie. But, you tell somebody something so that you maybe be trying to keep them out of your business. Instead of saying, "No, I don't care to discuss that. It's none of your business," you'll tell them a little white lie to get them out your face, okay? And that's pretty much what Abraham did. He told them a lie to self-preservation. Now, keep in mind, catch this, though. Even though he loved Sarah, he didn't care what would happen to her. Not really, because they, a part in the text, they say they took her. But the thing of it is, so he didn't care that they might have had their way with her. He was trying to self-preserve himself from getting killed. You catch that, okay? So that's a lesson right there. Some people will do that in life. They'll lie to protect. Self-preservation always will kick in if you're a shyster. But people who do that, they'll tell you a lie. Now, if you don't go and fact check it, you'll go by what they say. And here it is, you got some wrong information. You got wrong information from that person. And you're unaware that you got that wrong information. Because again, you didn't go back and check. Just so you would be assured You're going by what they say because you trust the word that came out their mouth concerning that. And here you are taking this wrong information, and you may cause your own self to stumble unknowingly. You might decide to go somewhere and do something, whether it's, I don't know, think of anything. And you say, well, daggone, she told me I could do that. And then you didn't recognize once you got somewhere, no, you can't do that. Because it's going to cost you $500 to fix this now. Or now you got to pay a penalty because you didn't go back and read the instruction. So you cause somebody else to stumble because you're trying to protect yourself. And that person done walked down the road, whistling Dixie. Oh, really? And that's what we do. And this is what I tell my nieces, my nephews, my granddaughter. Don't ever tell a lie to protect yourself because you cause other people. You'll cause your friends. Listen to me, young children who look at my channel. You will cause other people, your friends. Don't we know this, parents? If you've got more than one or two children in the house, not saying they do it all the time, but what about the young babies, the toddlers? You got a 6-year-old that knocked over mama's expensive vase. And what does the older child do? Sometimes they'll blame it on the little toddler that can't talk and formulate words yet. Is that not the truth? So you cause your young sibling or friend or your other friend to take whatever penalty unknowingly because they can't speak up for themselves. Or people who can speak up for themselves, and you say, okay, we're gonna say this, we're gonna say this, which they know the outcome that she's gonna do something wrong and it's gonna be to her detriment. Let me tell you something, people will sit back and specifically lie so they can sit back and watch your detriment. Isn't that something? So that goes back to what I'm saying. See, the truth will set you free. Same way with me with that date. That was something very simple. But once I came into the knowledge that, Tanya, you just didn't look up. You just didn't. All you had to do was look up, and you would have recognized what she was saying was the truth. And once I realized that, I just started laughing and said, you know what? The truth of it set me free, because I sat there and I was frustrated because I'm thinking, now, wait a minute. Now, I know I'm overworked right now, today or whatever. But once I recognized the truth, it set me free. Isn't that something? Now, going back to Abraham, so once he let the king know that, he confessed, yeah, this is my wife, the king immediately said, okay, because of course these men now were mad because they could, Abraham could have caused them to commit adultery because he's a married man. Okay. And she's, of course, married to Abraham. So the king declared right then, listen, nobody better touch a hair on Abraham or his wife's head. So anyway, so he was excused from the lie, because they were mad. Oh, he lied to the king, But see, that's the thing. Once you reveal the truth, it'll set you free. Now, in some instances, you might get some penalties for telling a lie, but you have to go with the punches. I know y'all, I'm talkative this morning. But anyway, I did want to just say that because when my nieces and nephews and stuff are together, sometimes they'll plot and do stuff to aggravate one another. And that's just children growing up. But I'm talking about if you don't cut off that pattern, when they get older, they'll continue to do it. And of course, we know nobody lives a perfect life. But honey, let me tell you something. When you can resolve conflicts, before they start, or take the extra time and read an instruction, and I'm just going to say it, just like on here on this YouTube platform. That is so good, y'all. Some people I watch, just like in regular life, we are regular people. Oh my gosh. some of the comments on their video are absolutely brutal. That's why I tell people, if you ever want to start a channel, you better have thick skin. Because if not, people will come for you. If your hair don't look right, if they see a piece of trash over there in the corner, they'll call you the filthy. I mean, that's just people. They do it. They live for it. They live for it. They thrive off of being able to point out your flaws. Let me tell you, your homegirl is not exempt. I get it. I get it all the time. But there's so much positive and good, 98% of it. That's why I continue to do it. I love it. I love interacting with y'all. I really do. And so, you know, you just have to be able to toss that 2% out. And sometimes, yeah, you, like I said, you might get up one day, let somebody say something crazy. But then I have to discern that people just doing it just to be nasty. I'm not going to pay. Bye. Yeah. But, you know, in everything, get an understanding, you know. But yeah. I said all that to say this. Be truthful as much as you can. Because it will set you free. Yes, sir, and yes, ma'am. But anyway, that was good to me. We so busy trying to protect ourselves, we giving out wrong information. And people take that information and run with it, and they fall right into a ditch unknowingly. Isn't that something? And in life, all we have to do is just slow down a little bit. Just slow down for a little bit. Remember this, y'all, and young adults and children. Sometimes we just have to slow down and just think. Take a deep breath. Sometimes we have to read. You sitting up here agreeing with wrong information. All because what? You didn't look up. Tanya, you just didn't look up. It was right there. Amen. Anyway, y'all. Let me go. I got to answer email. Call mama. See how her date, well, I shouldn't say date, her dinner went with Tony and Miss Lisa. And I'm sure I'm not going to be able to keep her from cooking Sunday dinner, so we'll probably do a Sunday dinner mukbang because that's her thing. This is some good juice by Minute Maid. Anyway, y'all, thank y'all for stopping on the flavor train. I know y'all was very talkative, but y'all had to make up for a whole week, right? Anyway, love y'all, and thanks for stopping on the flavor train, because what flavor is where it's at. Y'all have an awesome Saturday. Bye.